Welcome back to the weekend warm-up, everybody. Happy Thursday. We are so excited for this episode. We have some solid questions.
We do have some solid questions. Again, if you would like to be featured on an episode of the weekend warm-up, you can leave your questions in the question forum that is below or in the bio of whatever you're listening to this on, or in our Instagram bio or our personal Instagram
Honestly,
bios.
you can find that shit anywhere.
It's out there.
If you haven't sent in a question yet, and you've definitely seen the link.
We've made an effort to make sure you can find it, so please use it. Because you know what? We're not answering this question because we just got it on the car ride over here.
We'll be answering next week.
We'll be
Tune in
answering next Thursday. Great question.
It's an amazing question.
She said that it's about an argument with her boyfriend, and she said that I need advice on this, but I don't want to out him to my friends yet. Like, I don't want to put him on blast to my friends just yet. Which is such,
you know what? Fair enough.
an awesome alternative to use the roundup. Because you know when your partner pisses you off and you're like, I need to talk to somebody about this, but if I talk to my friends about it, they're going to be like, fuck Kyle. Fuck Kyle. Like, and freak out, you know?
No,
So you can just talk to us. We're also a third party.
Yeah, no, I feel like we're a solid third party, you know? Like, you've seen our track record.
Which sometimes can be good and sometimes is not good because we're not connected and then we come off as bitchy, but...
Guys,
sorry about last week.
Sorry about last week if we were a little mean in it. We did re-listen. We were a little blunt. I think we were blunt. We were just trying to get a point across, but obviously we just want the best for you guys.
Yeah.
So we're going to be kind of blunt sometimes. We got to hit you with the truth.
I know. Sometimes when it comes down to like dating questions and stuff like that, I have to be I know that the answer isn't what they want to hear, I almost start talking like as if I'm telling it to you. And I don't really have a lot of emotional like pillow fluff when I give you those things.
No, yeah, it's very much just, hey, just so you know.
He doesn't like you.
Yeah.
So you should probably move on.
It's like, okay. Did we ever tell the story about that time? This is like a quick little mini story. Maybe for the warm-up could be fun. When you were like, yeah, he like hasn't answered me after the date, and then the message was green, and I was like,
yeah, that's who the fuck is Nathan.
He ghosted you. Yeah, but did we say that?
Yeah.
We said that.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That's a pivotal point in the plot.
I let Lauren know that she was ghosted, and I felt really bad about it because I was like, oh,
and
fuck,
obviously
like, I really
got
just
mad
outed you.
at her because that's your first reaction. But then like 20 minutes later, I was like, no, she is correct.
I just was like, oh, I thought you knew.
Yeah,
I did think you knew. No. I'm sorry about that.
And they don't know sometimes.
Yeah.
So
and then it's just awkward.
Yeah. I guess my advice with the answer for last week is take the answer as the whole and not as a piece of the answer.
And just know that we love you.
Everything is done with good intentions.
Yeah. We want the best for you.
But anyways, that being said, we should probably hop into this week's questions,
which I'm so excited about.
I am too. We have 3 questions lined up with us.
Do you want to read the
today?
First one?
Yep. We have a relationship one, we have a friendship one, and then we have one that is kind of both.
Oh, how fun is that?
Yeah, that's the lineup. I'll start us off with our big question.
Okay, yeah.
Start us off with the big one. I've been hanging out with a guy for a few weeks now, and we see each other almost every day. We are both in our early 20s. He's amazing. Funny, caring, kind, has a really cool job, and not gonna lie, he's super hot. We click better than anyone I've been with, but it's only been around 4 weeks.
Okay, but I'm so happy.
I'm so happy.
That sounds great.
We haven't been intimate yet, but we have kissed and cuddled and touched a bit. Okay, I'm going to break there because this sounds lovely. And I just want to point out that I really like how much context you gave us. I feel like I'm really in it now.
I'm in the plot.
I get where you're coming from. I'm visualizing it. Okay.
100%.
It's good. Okay. Basically, he just told me a few days ago that he has herpes. He says it's really manageable for him, and the only issue for him has been the emotional stigma that has come with it, and overall, it's just a minor annoyance for him. I've been looking it up, and I guess 1 in 5 people have it, and most don't even know that they do, so I understand that it is ridiculously common. I could see how it was hard for him to tell me this. As a big, strong guy, he was fighting and holding back tears as he said it. Doesn't that just rip your fucking heart out? I read this question 20 times, and every time that makes me sad.
No, like, it's just like, oh, poor guy.
I can see now why he wanted to take things so slow in our relationship. Yeah. Basically, I feel really strongly about this guy and want to keep hanging out, but I clearly don't want herpes, even if it's not HIV or the end of the world or whatever. Any advice, guys? Should I walk or take the risk? I know the condition is not as bad as the stigma, but clearly I don't want it either way.
Stop, I'm actually dead.
No, that was funny.
She goes, clearly I don't
I
want
know it's
herpes.
not fucking HIV or something, but like that was just funny.
I don't want
that.
it.
Okay, so here's the thing. Oh my gosh. Here's the thing. Maddie and I we talked about STIs actually last week, talking about like going and getting tested and stuff. So irrelevant. But
yeah, true.
The thing is Maddie and I have been very open in this podcast and with each other and ourselves. But the fact that we are not that well educated with STIs.
No, we're really not.
All.
And you know what? We're gonna do an episode on it and we're gonna learn.
I want to learn.
We're gonna
or
educate
have someone
ourselves
on or
and
something.
then educate the listeners.
I really
too.
need to know a lot more because all I know is just the basics of like
Same.
condom, get checked,
tested.
you take a pill for the clap. Don't really know anything else.
That's about it. But you know what? That's gonna be a really fun episode, I think.
Yeah.
Us learning together.
So because I don't know, I I did some Googling. I did some
We were researching this.
I was looking this one up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on Reddit threads being like people with long-term
Not the Reddit.
partners. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yo, Reddit, another good place to turn to on the internet.
Well,
Sometimes.
I wouldn't blanket statement Reddit like that, but definitely if you
if-
have a niche.
If you have a niche question, you can usually find an answer.
I do like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But there is also dark sides
Yeah,
of the
true,
Reddit.
but just don't go on those
Just
sides.
don't go over there. Just stay on the side
Stay on
where
the light
people
side.
are talking about your shit. Okay, so we really don't know a lot about herpes, but we did do some research, and I looked into it. And I like talked with my other friends who are smarter and more involved with STIs than I was. And basically what I have come to my conclusion is that probably I got to organize my thoughts here. I have a lot to say. I think this guy sounds like a really good guy. Like from
No.
what you're describing, he sounds so sweet.
And you obviously like him a lot from that question.
Yeah, when I read
Because,
this to my friend, she was like, obviously this person really likes him because she's trying so hard to like sell us on him.
Yeah, like the whole first half of the question was
Is all
talking
these
about how much you
lovely
liked
things
him.
about him.
And even
You
at
calling
the
him hot
end,
was the last thing you called him too.
which
So
is, oh my god, she
obviously
really
there's a
likes him.
connection
And also
here.
like I love that they're like kind of like taking it slow, just like
Yeah.
seeing what's up, cuddling. Like I know it's like okay because he has herpes, but like it's still cute.
I know.
You know,
Romanticize
and I feel like
it.
I'm romanticizing it for you, girl. Like it's cute. Okay.
So yeah, and oh my gosh, him telling you that with like tears in his eyes and like that's why he wanted to go so slow.
Heartbreaking.
That makes me want to cry. That is so. And the emotional stigma, like think about how alone he must feel. Like,
Yeah.
you know, oh my gosh.
And especially imagine like if he was uneducated when he got it too. Like it's just like that's an emotional roller coaster.
right?
The whole thing is a journey for that guy. So
I know.
good on him.
Honestly,
Honestly
yeah.
proud of him. And it
Shout out-
seems like he knows how to manage it.
Yeah.
And he knows his shit. So I think you're in a good place.
I think that you're okay. I think it's scary.
I think it's
sure.
definitely scary, and I think you
I would
definitely
be
need
reacting
to
the
research.
same way.
Definitely research. Like obviously you've been Googling. Also so cute you Googled. Like you obviously like him if you're Googling it, and like you're sending us a message. Like you're just thinking about it so much.
Yeah.
So obviously I think you should take the shot.
I think you should take the shot too. I
shot.
really do because here's the thing. There are options for this. Like you can still have sex, you can still have oral sex, you can still you know, have great sex with condoms and dental dams, bitch. Get the little colored ones, make it fun, get crazy with it. And obviously, like Maddie said, this guy knows what he's doing. He's communicating about it, and he seems to know his shit. So obviously, he seems to be taking his medication and on top of it. And as long as he's communicating when there's flare-ups, which is when you're more common to have it
More
like, passed
susceptible,
on to
yeah.
a partner, which I'm sure they would communicate with you. But at the end of the day, it is a scary thing, and it is like. It's just not what you ever prepare yourself for.
Yeah, you never go into something thinking,
And it is a lot to think about. Like
It
it's a
is. It's a
responsibility for
it's a
you to take on.
serious- Yeah.
So it's not a light decision, and I don't want you to feel guilt or that you're a bad person or whatever for, you know, questioning if you want to be with this person, and you shouldn't feel any of that guilt because it is taking on a responsibility.
Yeah.
Because now you're becoming more responsible for your sexual health. Like you need to, that needs to be like forefront of your mind now. Whereas I'm sure for most people it's not. So
yeah, which it should be.
Which
STI
should
app
be
coming soon.
STI app coming soon as we get more educated.
Yeah.
I say go for it.
I think go for it too. You obviously like him.
That
he sounds like a great guy.
Yeah.
I want to hear more about it. Like,
yeah,
I want to hear more about him. I want to hear more about you. So
it
send
seems
us
to
an
be
update.
the one thing like holding you back, and
it's just like,
it's manageable.
It's manageable. Like imagine if it was something that like wasn't manageable.
Yeah.
You know. So I mean,
it's not
not worst case scenario.
But you know what? Like, and this might. I obviously am not someone who knows what this is like, so this might be insensitive for me to say, but like there is a little bit of good that comes out of every single thing. So like maybe you guys learning how to communicate and talk about this so openly, like maybe you guys are gonna probably
think it would bring them closer.
Way better communicators, way better partners. You're probably gonna have objectively a way better fucking sex life because you're going to be way more tuned in, communicating with each other, being so incredibly open. There is no like boundary. Like you guys have already, you know, crossed that level of talking about things that are uncomfortable so quickly.
Like, it's like emotional intimacy.
Yeah.
Like you guys have been intimate.
Emotional
but
bonding.
Emotionally,
yeah.
I think it's good. I think you should go for it. I mean, why not? He sounds great. Mm-hmm. You sound great. Like you're obviously into him.
Always voice your concerns.
Always,
ask as many questions as you can.
Keep in mind, just like you got to put in the work. You got to research it. You got to do your own research. You got to talk to him. Maybe talk to like a doctor or something. Maybe we'll have a doctor on for you, girl.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. Full speed ahead. Let us know how it goes. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Oh my gosh, I hope they date.
I know. They sound cute.
Please send us an update. The next one's funny just because I feel like it's one of those things, like, it seems like it was typed out in a panic.
I know.
And a panic.
It's a panic message.
It's a panic question. And sometimes we get those. Like, we'll get random questions.
What was that one like, that we
late
got?
At night.
It was like 3 a.m. and it was like, they were like, you could tell they were so fucked up and they were just in their thoughts. Like, that one was so funny. I can't remember.
Honestly,
what it was.
another solid reason to send in a question to the question form. You're spiraling at 3 a.m. Just let it out. We won't even, if you even just want to rant and get it off your chest, send it to us. We won't even read it on the episode if you say don't read it on the episode. I just like reading the tea.
Mm-hmm. I check the question form like the newspaper every morning.
No, I love checking the question form.
Me too.
The rush I get when I see a new question.
Me too.
I'm like scrolling trying to find it. Okay. What to do when a guy is in love with you and talking to him, I'm assuming you're talking to him, but his best friend also hitting you up, but he can never know.
Okay, Mads, can you do that again all the way through, tad slower, one more time?
What to do when a guy is in love with you and talking to him, but his best friend also hitting you up, but he can never know. I'm reading it like it's written just because I want to make sure that
let's do it together.
You understand
one more time.
Why we assume things.
Ready?
Yeah.
What to do when a guy is in love with you and to talk, but his best friend is also hitting you up, but can never know.
So
what's up? What's going on?
The guy who's in love with you. I'm just gonna state what I'm assuming. So when we answer, there's more context.
World building here. I think.
Yeah, we need to do some world building before we answer because I don't want to say the wrong thing. Just so you know where we're coming from with our answer.
Okay, what to do?
You're talking to a guy. He's in love with you. His best friend is texting you, and the guy who's in love with you can never know.
These are the things that these are the facts that we got
from
the question.
The facts.
Here are the questions we have. Do you like the guy who's in love with you? Like, are you talking back to him? Are you guys like together?
I know. I'm thinking they are because talking to him.
So talking to him.
So like, let's assume while we're answering, they're together.
Okay. Talking.
They're talking.
Yeah. Okay.
Talking.
Okay. And then his best friend is also hitting her up.
And who can never know though?
Probably the guy that she's talking to.
That's what I think too. Okay. So
now that we have that organized.
Now that we have that figured out, I'm thinking, why can the guy who's in love with you never know about the best friend? Like, to be honest, it doesn't really sound like he's his best friend. He's kind of being a sneaky little friend.
He can never know.
Why can't he know? You know what I mean? Like, why
what are
can't
you
he know?
protecting?
What are you protecting? Do you actually maybe like the best friend more? Subconsciously even?
And that's why you don't want to let him know?
Yeah. Like, because if you really were in love with the first guy, wouldn't you be like, hey, yo, just so you know, your friend sucks?
Yeah.
Like, but then again, you don't want to tear up a friendship.
True.
But...
And what does the hitting you up mean? Like, is y'all got a streak? Like, are you guys texting? Like, does he slide into your DMs?
I'm going to assume the best friend has, like, made a move.
Yeah. This
in
happened
some
in
way.
In another question we had
I know.
one time.
I was thinking that. And what did we say?
Well, that question was, like, there were so many details. It
was niche.
Girl, I don't know if you wrote this as it was happening in the fucking moment, but I'm going to need some more information. What to do when a guy is in love with you and talking to him, but his best friend is also hitting you up and he can never know?
In general, I think honesty is the best policy, and I don't think you should be keeping secrets.
Because you shouldn't be holding on to this stress that isn't your fault. Like, why are you stressing about this guy hitting you up when he's the one hitting you up? If you never did anything, if you haven't done anything wrong, like if you haven't, you know, made moves back but if you have some flirty DMs, then, you know, it's not your fault. You should show it to the guy and just be like, LOL, look what's his name is saying. But if you are,
I'm feeling like
you might be in a little bit of a sticky situation.
Yeah, I feel like she's in a sticky situation. But I don't know.
What would she do if she was in a sticky situation? In the sense that, like, she was talking to this one guy, but then she was also kind of flirting with his friend.
Okay,
I mean, she'd probably stop, but, like,
in that case,
sounds fun.
In that case, I think you just need to really consider honestly, in any case, in this question, I think you just need to take a step back, see who you're actually into, see what level of seriousness you want to be with either of these people. Because, like, you're talking to this guy, do you want a full relationship with him? If you don't, then is there anything wrong with talking to the best friend? Like, what if she's only, like, you know what I mean? Like, what's talking to this main guy? So I'm still, I don't know. I don't have enough details, I feel like. But in general,
can I also get an age check? Because to me, and it doesn't matter, but to me, I am reading this question as a 15-year-old just because of how it was, like, typed and, like,
I know, and I feel like there is a little bit of a difference in if this was, like, if you're, like, in grade 10, this question's much less serious than if you're, like, 25. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
but when you're in grade 10, that situation is your whole fucking world.
No.
You know what I mean?
100%. 100%. Yeah, I don't want to devalidate shit going on in grade 10. Yeah. But
I just want to know how old you are. Honestly,
I just want you to message us and tell us way more details.
Honestly, yeah.
But I think
honestly, I'm going to need more.
But I do think good for you. Like, let's just
regardless,
it sounds like you're having a good time with whatever you're doing. I do think you sound a little panicked. Yeah, I hope you're not stressing. I don't think you need to be. Nothing's ever that serious.
It's chill, man.
Just take it back. Chill. Take a chill pill. Like, this doesn't seem like your fault to me. And if, you know, you've been a little guilty, haven't we all exchanged a few flirty texts by accident when you shouldn't? I don't know. Maybe it's just
it happens. It happens.
I won't tell that story today.
I don't even know what story that could be.
You do. I'll tell you after. Okay, should I read the next question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This one stressed me out a little bit. The first line. OMG, you guys are such an inspiration to me. I just wanted to say that. I will be reading all the compliments. Thank you. That's really nice. Kind of terrifying. And I think it actually reminded me to say, never take our advice too seriously.
Yeah.
And if your life goes horribly wrong after doing something that we recommended, you're not liable.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you if you take our advice.
Thank you for saying that.
I just have to say that. But thank you so much for saying we're an inspiration. That's really sweet. And it's why we do what we do. Okay. So I have this friend, and she does a lot of small things that piss me off. And it's like she's jealous of me, and so she tries to take over my life. Like, yeah, she's fun to be around, don't get me wrong, but she will invite herself over, stay the night, eat all my food, answer for me when people talk, etc. It's like she thinks she can push me around or do/say whatever she wants, and I'm just supposed to take it. I always drive her around, even though she has her own car, but whenever I need a ride, I have to take an Uber. I just don't think our dynamic is very fair. However, I can't completely drop her because we work together, and that would be awkward. What do I do here? That's a tough sitch. The work together does complicate things, I will admit. I will admit.
That, I was going to say, that is such a real world problem,
That
but
is
I was like, that it because it is.
I feel like everyone has, like, everyone's been through something similar at some point, I feel like.
Friend that just almost like just milks you for every single thing that like your work.
To be honest, it sounds like they don't have any boundaries.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm getting. Like, they don't have boundaries, so they just, you know, like, think they can do whatever they want. So I'm thinking, we go back to our favorite answer for every question ever. I think you need to set some boundaries with this person.
Yeah, for sure. Because here's the thing. Like, there have been, and this is like an honest answer, like there has been times where I have overstepped boundaries like that and didn't even realize that I was doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because like and this is my own personal response, so you know this could be not relevant at all and not helpful, and it might be, but sometimes I think maybe like, oh, I'm closer with someone than I actually am, or like this is how I show my friendship is like by being so close and like acting like best friends, and like, you know what I mean? So even though it's super annoying to you, and I'm sure that you think that, you know, it sucks, but maybe talk with them first a little bit and just kind of see what their intentions are and try to talk to them about it, because I would hate to like you just like end the friendship and like say that they're toxic, and then like it's this whole thing and they didn't even know, you know,
what's going on,
what exactly it was.
It's hard to drop people. I know we literally gave this advice, I think last episode. We were like, just distance yourself. But in this case, I think you shouldn't.
I don't think you should either.
I think it's like, I think you should just be like, hey, just so you know. How do you do it?
So I think it's something that like needs to build up over time, because here's the thing. This has been pissing you off for a while.
So
everything is coming out
no,
at once.
You such a good point.
Are way more advanced on the mad train with this than she is.
Yeah, she doesn't even know.
She doesn't even know.
Yeah.
So you can't come at her with all of these, you know,
little
months of emotions
once.
Because that's unfair. She's going to feel attacked. She's going to feel overwhelmed, and it's not going to end well. So I think what you need to do is identify all the things that you have issues with, which you've already done, but there's probably more. Like, what does she do that pisses you off? Like, she speaks over me. I drive this. Do all of those things. And then, like, each week, try to make a point of shutting one of those things down.
Yeah, shut it down. Like, if she tries to talk over you or something or answer for you, be like, no,
put your hand, touch her, and be like,
this.
What? Like, I'm not done. Or like, one sec. And keep going, and do that like a couple times that week or 2 weeks, and then implement the next thing where it's like she needs a ride and you're like, oh, sorry, I don't have time today.
I can't today.
You drive her and you're like,
just be like, I can't take an Uber.
I can't. Sorry, like I can't take an Uber. I drove you last week.
Be nice about it. Yeah.
Do you mind? Like, you know, try to
just be nice about it.
Make an effort.
Start shutting it down.
Make an effort to change it, and you know, if it's still not working,
or if she reacts really poorly, because I could see someone like, if like potentially freaking out, being like, you're not gonna drive me.
That just confirms though,
and then that at that point, I think then you can consider dropping her.
If she freaks out and says you're not gonna drive me, or like whatever, you need me to come pick you up, that's when you say like, well, I just feel that over our friendship, you know.
Be like, I take an Uber all the time. I'm not trying to be rude to you in any way right now, but I just don't have time to drive you. And simple as that.
So, yeah, I don't think that you should, like, drop them right away, because these things sound like they could be managed if you...
100%. If you just mention it. Throw it out there, talk to her. Because I don't think you have yet by this question. No. And so...
The food thing is annoying, though. No. That used to drive me nuts. I will say...
The food thing does suck.
I cannot stand when that happens. Like, people who don't ask for anything and they just start, like, eating shit out of your cupboards. Like, everything.
And it's like, okay, great. Now I have to go to the grocery store tomorrow.
Honestly... This is bad, but like you could just hide the snacks that you think that they'd eat. Like, just put them somewhere else. You know, sometimes you have to do weird shit to avoid awkward situations.
Has, like, all your like Cheez-Its and shit.
And that's what you need to do.
Yeah, I think that's a move. And also, you know, most things honestly can be solved with a conversation. that's like something I feel like I've learned in the past 4 years. And yeah. And I'm like, yeah, just have a convo. I was even going to say too, like, I feel like when you were saying like, oh, you relate to that, I feel like I always come and talk to you about shit and we just figure it out. You know, like it's very easy to just have a conversation. And if you can't have a conversation, then maybe you aren't meant to be friends.
If that person is aware that sometimes they can step over boundaries, then
they should be receiving of
willing. But that takes time, right? Like, when people would come to me before, I didn't always react like, thank you for telling me that.
No, yeah. And honestly, I probably wouldn't even react like that at first. It would take me like a minute. You know, like I'd be like, okay, what the fuck? Like, but then after like 20 minutes, I'd be like, okay, yeah, cool, whatever.
Yeah. So good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck. Keep us updated. And if you want to, like, if you talk to her, I'm dying to hear what she says.
Her reaction?
Yeah, the reaction. So hopefully we don't have more faith in her than we should. But I think, you know, you said she's fun to be around. And here, you know what we could talk about? This is actually a really good thing. I think it's really important to kind of sort your friends into kind of categories in the sense of like, okay, this person is fun to be around when I go out, but like during the day, like they take advantage of me and stuff. So it's like, okay, that's my going out friend. But then like Lauren's like my study all day friend, or you know what I mean? Like you have different categories of friends. Me and Lauren only study together. Friends. That's it. I'm just using it as an example. You know what I'm saying? But like
we
categorize your friends.
We study and then we go home.
Is that even that far off, though? We've been lame as fuck in summer school.
We don't study. We put our laptops in front of us and they're open, and then we just talk for 3 hours.
We're like, anyways.
Okay, well, that is all from us.
Yeah.
This Thursday. We hope you enjoyed. Check out the question forum. Check out our Instagram.
Send some questions in. And send us updates if we answered your question.
Please do.
I'm dying to hear.
Yeah.
I'm dying to hear how you're doing.
We'll see you back here on Sunday.
Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. Talk soon.
Talk soon. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of The Weekend Warmup. Make sure you come back on Sunday to hear some more crazy stories. And I hope that this advice paid off. Never know how it really goes. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell button. And if you're listening, make sure to rate and review. And also maybe subscribe. Thanks.